Hey people, Yoshi here. Today, tomorrow, or in about a month's time when I actually feel like finishing this video, I'm going to be reviewing a game that I hold very close to my heart. Skyrim on the SNES. I'm very impressed that they actually managed to get a game of Skyrim's caliber fully functioning on the SNES despite the hardware limitations at the time, but as a wise man once said, it just works. As you can see right here, we have the whole map of Skyrim at our disposal. Visiting Whiterun, I can hardly tell the difference upon inspection. You have the iconic pub name, oh shit, I'm not supposed to say that, and that greasy Redguard fuck Nazim, who can't go 5 minutes without throwing shade or being decapitated. So, unless you have the IQ of the average J-Station viewer,
I don't have a high school diploma.
You can probably tell this is not actually Skyrim, but Arena, the first Elder Scrolls game. The only reason I'm doing this is because I need to keep Daddy Zacharon shilling for me because I have the most unoriginal content on YouTube and can't survive on my own otherwise. I'd also like it if you could accept my friend request, that would be nice. Also, on the topics of you bastards spamming me with the, oh hey people, Yoshi's a Seth knockoff with a shitty mic. Well guess what, dickhead? I've just bought a new mic. Now, I'm just a Seth knockoff. How'd you like that, you fuckers? Suck my cock. Back to the game. The Elder Scrolls A Link to the Past takes place in the Kingdom of Hyrule, where the Dark Lord Ganondorf usurps the throne and takes on the guise of the king, and the only way to stop him is to traverse the continent and free the 7 sages and assemble the Master Sword, so that you can once and for all destroy Ganon and end his corrupt reign. Character creation is a bit like with Daggerfall, where you have the option to fill out a job application to see what class you're stuck with, or you can just choose yourself. Classes only really determine your stats and what weapons you specialise with, and the same goes for race. Being an Elder Scrolls game, you wake up in a fucking prison, where else? Because the judge didn't care that she wasn't actually underage and was in fact 1,000 years old. When you wake up in prison, you have a ghost woman telling you to kill the dark wizard Yeagarthan. To do this, you must assemble the Staff of Chaos, which has been broken up into 8 pieces across all of Tamriel. The combat, however, is fucking insane. You have to shake your mouse like a donkey with Parkinson's while holding down the right mouse button to swing your sword and murder something, which is way more exercise than I usually get playing Skyrim. The best part is, your chance to land a hit and how much damage you do is all RNG based, and based on your stats like strength and agility, so you're probably going to be doing this for a long fucking time. Magic users, I never played, because anything that's slightly more complex than swinging something at something else until it dies is way too much for my attention span. After you escape prison, the game becomes very formulaic. You have to go to some foreign shithole, ask some questions, get told to raid a dungeon for some higher up geezer who will then tell you where the next staff piece is, and then you raid another dungeon to get said staff piece, and then move on to the next country to do the same tango. The dungeons are labyrinths. One of them is even called Labyrinthian, and if you go into these dungeons unprepared, you're gonna get raped harder than a stepsister in a Brazzers video. It's not a very rewarding experience either. After the 3rd dungeon, you're probably going to be crying into your body pillow for about a week until you finish the game. Yeagarthan constantly taunts you for your efforts all the while as well, triggering my anxiety and my existential crisis even further, even going so far as to sending assassins after you, although he seems to be on a budget because the assassins he sends to kill me are your run-of-the-mill bumblefuck goblins. If the people you're hiring can be easily defeated in hand-to-hand combat by a malnourished Nord who looks like he should be on the Imperial Sex Offenders Register, you're about as savvy with your finances as a Khajiit with a crack addiction. Side quests. Side quests are borderline non-existent. How'd you get side quests? Go to a pub, talk to the bartender, and maybe he'll give you a job. Or you go around town harassing the natives until they basically pay you to fuck off.
What's going on with you?
Smethwick Birmingham, if you want the fucking brawl, come down Smethwick, ask for Danny G, I'll come out of the house and I'll break your fucking legs, you little prick! You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm fucking saying?
Good day.
And that's all I really have to say about Arena. I could go on about some of the hidden artifacts you can collect in the game. I could go on about the Pass Wall spell, which literally allows you to tear down walls with your bare hands, but don't want to, because there's fuck all else to talk about at this point. But before we conclude, let's talk about the ending. So you get all the staff pieces, you free the 7 sages, blah blah blah. So you go to the Imperial City and prepare to storm the palace. Then you meet Hitler, who whips out his evil mustache and says, "It is me, Hitler. I'm going to rule the world and everyone will love me." And then he fucks off to the top floor of the palace. You follow him, genociding his security detail in the process. He then stands before you in a room surrounded by fire and lava. His scrawny little wood elf ass is no match for you, however, for you have the perfect strategy for dealing with little scroats like him. walking straight past him and touching his property. He then nuts himself to death, and the real Emperor, Sir Patrick Stewart, returns from the Hell Dimension and pretty much sucks your dick then and there, proclaiming you the eternal champion, a hero to be remembered through the ages, which is of course why no one remembers you in any of the following sequels.